I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll gladly try out any...
Let me get that.
The conversation also briefly touched on a further state that isn't yet being shown, that state being contested. The team didn't elaborate any more on any details, but there definitely was an implication that perhaps there is more to a contested station, where two powers are vying for direct control with each other that perhaps is reflected in more than just the aesthetics, but we'll have to wait for a future livestream to get more information on that. Next, the conversation moved on to show the reworked power play filter in the Galaxy map. In the current iteration, the various powers' sphere of influence are shown as literal coloured bubbles. Whilst it can be impressive to look at, in its current form it's also somewhat unwieldy, and oftentimes it can be difficult to get a solid handle on who is where. The footage shown of the new map instead replaces the hard border bubbles with blues of colour to show the various influences and system states, which its host will make it altogether more readable. Arthur mentioned that one of the goals of the reworked map will be to help players find a power, pledge to it and see their efforts having a meaningful impact on the galaxy, describing it as a far more reflective system in terms of player effort to reward. Luke was also keen to point out the new system overall will make it clearer if players are pushing back against your power and where that push is happening. The final thing that Arthur and Luke showed was a feature that will appear in a power's stronghold system, that feature being a stronghold carrier fleet. The carrier at the centre of the fleet would act as a hub for players supporting the associated faction, and it was surrounded by a number of capital class support vessels.
You there! Are you looking to enter the village? You'd best go elsewhere, friend. What's wrong about this place? There's no business to be had here, that's for sure.
That man just now seemed rather on edge. What could he have seen here to inspire such suspicion?
What brings you here?
I fear I've not useful to share.
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
Is that who I think it is?
Aye, I reckon so.
What brings you here?
Aught you need of me?
The villagers' stares are sharp as daggers. What is their intent, I wonder?
'Tis eerie, but we must needs press on.
Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again.
Have you a different destination in mind, Master?
Ah, you must be the visitor I've heard so much about. Have you some business here in the village? You would know of our village? As you can see, 'tis a simple place, tucked away on the eastern edge of Vermund. Is there aught else I can help you with, sir? Arthur. 'Tis a name unfamiliar to me, I'm afraid. At least, no one by that name lives here, sir. As you like, sir.
Fine place to collect my... This is the inn. We've... Of course. Nothing's free in this world. A good merchant knows the trade. Glad to be of service, sir.
Yeah? What is it? A common reward. Frustratingly so.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Tis a letter most inscrutable, and I fear 'twill remain as such if we cannot find another piece to this puzzle.
Hail! I take it you're the outsider my lord mentioned? How'd he know to expect you? I couldn't tell you. Why not ask him yourself? You'll find him in the manor atop the on-hill.
Never seen you about. You the outsider? My lord spoke of you. Come on, follow me. I've something real nice to show you.
I'm in no mood for a chinwag, thank you.
Well met, sir.
Oh, you've a sharp eye. So you wonder how I know? For starters, 'tisn't just me. The entire village recognizes you for what you are, cuz. Not mysterious about it. We've our sources, and that's all I'm saying. But don't worry yourself. I'm actually on your side, in a sense. Can't offer you any help, though. Village code and all that. Still, I suppose I could give you a bit of advice. If I were you, I'd try doing to someone else what I was just doing. I have a hefty wager riding on you.
Do to someone else what I just did to you. What could she have meant by that?
Yon path leads not to our destination. If you would prefer to explore, I shall guide you another time.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but...
Greetings. I must say I'm impressed by your intuition, sir. You found me out far sooner than most. I trust you are enjoying your sojourn in our fair village. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. If aught about our humble village seems strange, for 'tis here that thieves are instructed in the skills they require. To begin with, those who wander into the village are evaluated for their potential aptitude. Of course, you are no exception. That you stand here now, which is to say, you have... Is there aught else you'd care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Naturally, I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network of spies. You're the second Arisen to come to Vermont. In response, she's... Oops. I mustn't say another word. Don't misunderstand. I know those who deal in information must ne'er align themselves with a particular power. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Arthur, I've lived in this village many a year, but is there aught else you'd care to ask? Beg pardon? Why would you ask such a thing? A letter? Oh, brass means imitating someone in thieves' cant. This letter means to say someone's taken on such a request. Naturally, I can say nothing as to the who. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Take care. You, sir, are worthy of inheriting my ultimate technique. Once mastered, 'twill allow you to fell all foes, both minuscule...
The Maester's teaching is yours, Arisen. I dare say there's no truer sign of mastery, nor better reward for your efforts.
I shall strive to learn from your example, that I might reach new heights of my own.
Can't say I've any tidings.
Don't bring trouble to my...
No doubt you're dazzled by my charms.
you the as you like, sir.
Too much excitement is rarely a good thing. This is the end. Of course, nothing's free in this world.
We must rest, though the sun is still up.
To this world I return. I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I warn you, I'm not easily... I suppose I could indulge you. No doubt your dad...
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
It seems we must part ways for the time being.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi, you lot best pay up. Dear me. You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any questions weighing on you. Go on. Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you, the situation being what is. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, once. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false arisen, we're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, anyway. Most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say, that all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara, but he failed. So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar in his and what a scheme that turned out to... Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. But we can't have him thinking that me thinks he needs something to Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest.
It is quiet about.
That's quite enough!
What you need of me?
You're here. I've been wait.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to leave.
A mug of ale is just what I need.
Take joys by the handful and regrets by the...
Is this where you've been all this time? 'Tis rather far from where we agreed to meet up.
Dude. Take care not to stray so far next time.